Ladies and gentlemen, we did it last week, but we're bringing it back again. Welcome to ESFL Proving Ground 6. Ladies and gentlemen, we have such an amazing card for you tonight. It's going to be so exciting. And alongside me, your play by play commentator, Kingsley. Alongside me is Style. Style, say what's up to the people.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm back in the commentary booth.
He is back. And alongside with us, we have another person in the booth. We have Hood Pride, aka Pride. Pride, say what's up to the people.
What's up, my boy? Hope everybody doing good today. Hopefully we can have a good card, have some amazing fights.
Absolutely. I mean, this is proving ground 6, so we're trying to prove it to all the people, have all these fighters go out and see what eyes they could put upon themselves in the spotlight of the ESFL, give them their chance to make a name for themselves. And speaking of names, as we look in this fight card, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, guys, this fight card looks amazing. Styles, what fight are you looking forward most importantly?
Oh, I'm hyped for the North American main event, Tussler versus the Relaxed Guy. We've heard, everyone knows Relaxed Guy. He's highly respected and ranked, and his ESFL debut is about to occur. So I'm stoked for that fight, actually. What about
I
you?
mean,
Oh yeah,
I,
Kingsley.
Me personally, I see three fights. I see the JJ City versus Spill Action. Spill Action is a good striker. I actually went against him in the Bruce Lee Raw final match. He's a good striker. And JJ City, I was on his stream the other day, and I believe he is a really good jiu-jitsu guy. And then personally, my boy Zai, Voltage Bob. I don't know who the snake is. And then the last fight, obviously, I'm excited to see Relaxed Guy how he transitions to this game. Because I
yeah,
believe this is his debut.
absolutely. A lot of debuts, a lot of new blood. This is the purpose of Proving Ground 6, and a lot of names that we do know. And plus, like last week, we're going to have two main events, one from Europe and one from North America. So you know it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a lot of exciting fights. But before we get to that, we need to go to our first fight. And our first fight is Matt Rice versus Latino. Guys, what can you tell me about this fight? Starting with you, Styles.
Well, of course, we're stoked for the first fight, the introducer towards the card. I hope they're both gonna show what they're made of. Mad Rice, unfortunately, a bit of a late replacement, but hopefully he's gonna perform. We don't know what we're in for. And Dolantio, I mean, ESFL debuted again, and he predicts a TKO in the second round. So let's see if he's gonna actually do that.
Yeah, let's see if he absolutely does that. And probably when you go into the middleweight division, what type of fighters are you looking for to implement your game style when it comes to like being the first fight of an ESFL card?
All right, so the first fight, it really just depends on the matchup, the players that go against each other. Obviously, as you can see here, what is it, Maddie? I said Maddie.
Mad Rise.
Mad Rise, I'm sorry. Mad Rise, he went with the
Good.
Michael Vincent, which is actually classic for 4D. Like everyone in 4D uses him, and then it's the Nick Diaz pick. So it's going to be a slugfest because both of them have unlimited stamina, basically. But me personally, I'm going to go with Mad Rise because 4D is amazing at hitting the body. Like everyone that trains under Ed Parker is amazing at hitting the body, but you never know with these fights. You never know.
Absolutely. You definitely don't know, especially when it comes to these proving ground cards. And Styles, with the Nick Diaz pick, what do you think Dolantino's trying to do with the Nick Diaz against a Michael Bisping?
I mean,
Okay, personally, I think he would use his reach advantage that he has. Also, he does have an advantage on the ground. He does have amazing submissions, but unfortunately, Diaz doesn't have really good takedowns. And as you can see here, they are playing footsies, and it is a bit laggy, and it's frozen. Okay. So like I said, they're playing footsies right now. And if I'm Nick Diaz, I honestly want to just work with my jab because he has an amazing jab and also has a good cross. And obviously, Michael Bisping, he's fast. He has, I believe he has fluidity level like 3 or 4.
You can check that right now. I think he has It doesn't seem like he has fluidity. I think they took it out. Laser focus, marathoner, negative reinforcement, counterpunch to level 2. It seems like he's going for a little bit of a counterpunching, but still finding the phone booth in the first round.
And Nick Diaz here needs to calm down. His head is actually being hit a lot, and when you have head damage missing and you get your head hit, your head health actually goes down faster. So You want to reset whenever you get hit by, big punches or big combinations.
As we see, we are live with the first fight of Proven Ground 6. Latino and the blue gloves using Nick Diaz. Michael Bisping is being used by Mad Rice. Our first fight live on Twitch and on YouTube, as we see 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first round. Sal's, how are you liking this fight so far?
Oh, so far so good. They're both hitting each other. Some few combinations, mostly a little bit of a tap breaking them down. Ooh, a nice.
There it goes, right there.
He has to that damage. Will we stay in wrestling? No, definitely. I think Bisping is doing great working down Diaz right now, since both of them have great stamina. They need to punish either head or body, but they have to stick to one, because if you can't really work a little bit of the body and a little bit of the head, because it won't really pay off, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not a striker on the ground, so
going to Price's perspective, you see a lot of uppercuts coming from Mad Rise right now. He was working a little bit, getting the knockdown, but it seems like he was using a lot of stamina. What do you think he's going with those uppercuts?
Oh no, he's going for the damage straight up. And personally, if like picking up on what he's doing, he's throwing a combination and then he's stopping, he's throwing again. So he's not going off beat. He's literally just going for the block break into just straight damage.
Yeah, and as you can see, both guys have similar levels of stamina. But a huge rock by Nick Diaz. The Latino going for the kill, but he's staying a little bit patient, Pride. It seems like he doesn't want to go all the way with his stamina.
Well, you don't want to, especially versus Nick Diaz, because this is round 3 and you have a big stamina disadvantage. You're going to get pressured and basically put into the trash can.
And you can see a nice little straight to the body by Mad Rise, as we are less than 30 seconds left in the first round. Styles, you're usually known for your ground game. Do you think one of these competitors could use the takedown to their advantage going to the second round?
So the problem here is, of course, Nick Diaz will perform better on the ground, but Bisping has the double leg high and single leg high, so he has great takedowns. I don't really think he should have those, personal take. But then he would end up on top, let's say side control, and then Diaz could get him in full guard and work him down with rubber guard or a good sub like omoplata, gogoplata. So I don't think that Bisping should take him down. Diaz should be the one taking Bisping down, but now the problem with Diaz, of course, is he doesn't have takedowns. So he has to either knock him down or get him against the cage and work him down, or maybe even start a single collar of a straight hit reaction, because that could work to his advantage depending on how good he actually is at grappling. I think Diaz definitely would benefit from stop striking. That would be another rock for Bisping. So I think the Latino should really consider grappling one way or the other. That's my opinion.
You have to really consider, as we're starting starting the second round, the Latino getting a huge rock on himself. Michael Bisping, I mean, he's looking really nice. He's doing a little bit of slips, but what can that affect him in this kind of game plan? Because it seems like Nick Diaz's his head health is going low. As he gets another knockdown, Adri's going for the hunt, trying to get him not completely out, but does get, he's on the clinch. He's back to the cage.
I thought he was going to put some clinch for it.
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe go for a tight into the knee.
So Nick Diaz just has to slow down. He has to entry and then exit, because his head up is actually pretty low, and 2 strikes and he's basically going to be done for him. If it's 2 power strikes like a hook and an uppercut, he's going to be rocked. Then he gets hit by the head kick.
I mean, probably when you're in the situation that Latino is, I mean, what can you possibly do to just find your way back into the second round? Because you're already down, like, probably in the judges' scorecard.
Well, I personally, he's being mauled right now. Personally, he can't trade. That's the thing he's doing right now. He's trading. All right, you have to basically look for your entry and exit, and you want to play slow with like jabs or crosses, but you don't want to throw anything too powerful, because if you get countered, he's basically going to get rocked. Because his head up is very low. See how he's trading right? You don't do that. He really needs to just exit and just play defensive. Because his head up is basically gone.
You can see a lot of time is running. You can see the huge rock. That rise on the ground.
Oh, he's jumping into Diaz board. That's That's a bad
Okay,
move.
Gets back up. Less than 2 minutes left in the second round of our first fight of Proving Ground 6. Mad Rise is the red gloves. Nick Diaz is but a huge rock on Mad Rise. Mad Rise a little bit in trouble here, guys.
You got to be careful because when you throw a combination and then you start off with another combination, if they block everything, they kind of have frame advantage, and then also they have stamina advantage. You have stamina missing, so your strikes, your next combination you throw will not come out as strong versus theirs, where they have full stamina. And a lot of times you get caught like that.
You can see both guys' head health is very, very low considering it's in the second round, but a lot of stamina for both guys. Styles, would you think? Would you think Michael Bisping want to go back into the clinch, or maybe he wants to stay standing up since he's having so much of the advantage in this last seconds of the last round? I mean, second round. Sorry.
He should try and stall time right now, since he knows he has this round in the bag. He knows that he has the first round in the bag. I think, in my opinion, he got the first round as well. I mean, so if he believes. Yeah, we're
having a little bit of technical difficulties on the fighter side. Hopefully we can see the end of that second round. Maybe, hopefully we could get back. Oh, it seems like it's coming back.
It's coming back and fading away. But even on this freeze, oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Oh, looks like we got a disconnect, unfortunately. And it seems like who was it having that fight, but it seemed like Mad Rise was getting the benefit of that fight. So
if Mad Rise played slow and just being careful and try not to get countered, he had that fight. Nick Diaz's body health was actually as low as well. So it would basically took one head rock and some body punches, and kind of would have been murder, she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was pretty much going to be in Mad Rise's fight to win, but unfortunately this disconnect happened. Styles, if you were Latino just getting rocked constantly, I mean, what could he improved about his gameplay to just like prevent those kind of rocks happening in future fights?
Well, so what I would have done as a grappler is basically either sort of get him towards the cage towards you, because he was putting on a lot of pressure on Diaz. He had him against the cage, so maybe that he should have got him himself against the cage, and then sort of I don't know what it's called, but you step aside and have him against the cage, and then you could go for a single leg against the cage and either move to body lock high and get him to the ground, because I don't think Diaz could have done much on the feet in this scenario. So I think you needed to, one way or the other, get him down. So either by putting on more pressure or letting him pressure you a bit more. It's high risk, high reward if it works out.
Yeah, it was basically, it wasn't over for him. He basically would have to play off the counter. There's no more trading because his head health was low, and then he had to be careful but taking shots to the body. So basically his only chance was probably to counter or catch Bisping like on a body strike, and then he throws an uppercut. But other than that, it was kind of like over for him because he was also at a stamina disadvantage as well as health. So it was like a slow burn, and neither one of those guys are getting tired round 3. So Nick Diaz doesn't have the advantage there.
Right. I mean, there's the unknown of the round 3, because like anything could possibly happen, because both guys did some significant damage on the other. It just seemed like Matt Rice was going to take control sooner or later. Yeah. But going from that first fight, we are still waiting for our second fight to go down. As we see, our second fight was supposed to be Captain. Oh, we have an update from the back of the booth. Let's see. We're going to get some word from the back. Okay, so we have some news. We are in need of a replacement for our second fight. So we are still waiting on confirmation for our second fight. So hold on tight, guys. But Styles, Pry, talking about this Proving Ground 6 card. I mean, going further, we have 2 main events that look really sick. I mean, Pry, you were looking at some fights that looked incredible going on in this fight card.
Oh yeah, like I said before, JJCD versus Spirit. That's one that actually may be the fight of the night, because you never know how it goes with the grappler versus the striker, and sometimes the striker gets out grapbles the wrestler, so you never know when it comes to stuff like that. And then again, my boy Voltage Bob, he's going out, and that I don't know if you guys know who Zai is. He is the guy that edited for Ed Parker, also edited for Romero. And if you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to check that out. It's actually amazing, his editing. And the last but not least, the Relax Guy versus Tussler. I don't know too much about Tussler, but Relax Guy goes all the way back to UFC 2. And I can remember myself personally getting wrestled by him. And what I know about him personally, I do know he has a good clinch. I don't know more so about his ground, but his clinch, his double unders, he will lock you in there. You're not getting out his double unders.
Yeah, and talk about the double unders. I mean, the last that we heard of Tussler was our last Proving Grounds card. He had a submission victory against, I think, Sir Swags with a Kimura with takedown counters. Going with takedown counters in submission styles, how do you even possibly go against a grappler such of that caliber?
When you fight someone who uses the counters, you definitely need to work them towards the cage or get them to back off so you can ankle pick them. Built for ankle picking, rep in the squad. You need to. You can't do normal takedowns. You can't do your double legs. You can't do your single leg highs. You need to either do this the angle pick or a spear, or the ones that really pay off but are hard to get, the undeniable takedowns, the one where you slip, let's say, a Superman jab and you can just get them down without them being able to deny. They're really undeniable, but they're quite rare if you're not good enough. You sort of stumble upon them if you don't know what you're doing. But those are the ones that you want to do if you know that they're gonna take down counter you. But it's not easy work. But if you know what to do, then yeah.
And then for everybody that does get takedown countered out there, I want to explain to you guys, when you are getting takedown countered, do not panic. I know it is a 2-gate submission, but you want to go at least 3 ways. You can go all 4, which is more risky, but go 3 ways, because if you go 2 ways, it's very predictable. You're going to go upright, or up and down, and it's very easy and very predictable. And honestly, it's an easy way to get subs, especially versus someone that has real good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, from a guy that loves to counterpunch and just box in UFC 3, just all this takedown, ankle picks, all this stuff is like a living, breathing nightmare for me. So the fact that you're just giving out this information to like the public and me is just like absolutely incredible. Like you need to be like excellent in every single facet of this game if you want to be in the UFC. I mean, take it from these guys. These guys are former ESFL Xbox champions, so they definitely know what they're talking about. As we are still waiting for confirmation of their replacement for our Privy Ground 6 second fight. Oh, we got news from the back that it's going to be Game Room, who fought in Proving Grounds 5, our last card. It won against Killer Jake. He's going to be filling in the role for our second fight. Do we have any information, guys, about Game Room?
I feel like I remember him from somewhere.
He's had some fights in ESFL previously. Trying to get some information.
Yeah, but before we get that information, it looks like they're going to be in the heavyweight division,
Ooh.
a division that we rarely see, and it seems like Game Room's going for Daniel Cormier. I mean, Styles, that has to be like a dream pick for anyone who wants to be a grappler and in heavyweight.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good if Captain Slack picks Verdum, we might be in for a really fun grappling fight. But then again, this is a pick you can pick for both a striker and a grappler. Like, he's solid everywhere. Verdum, of course, has his great subs, and he's not bad on the feet either. So this could be a nice grappling fight, or it could be a stand-up fight. Ooh, I like the matchup though. I'm hyped for it. Of course, Game Room. I've seen his fights and they've been good. I'm not expecting anything less this time, of course.
Probably let's get your thoughts on how you feel like this fight's going to go out as we start the first round.
All right, if I'm going to give you this fight from my perspective, I'd say he used DC as a striker and then, counter takedowns. Because obviously, Captain Slack is going to look to take him down and look for some jiu-jitsu work. Kind of like the Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia fight. Use your striking and negate his best offense. And that's obviously his jiu-jitsu. And there he goes with the rock and the knockdown.
Game Room coming to play. He may be a replacement, but he is showing that he belongs on the Proving Ground stage. And as we see, Game Room in the blue gloves as Daniel Cormier. Verdum is Captain Slack. I mean, what a great start for Game Room right now, guys.
Yep.
Yep, and he's not in
DC
the
is no slouching and clouchy. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
For the
here
takedown
we
side
go.
control.
Side
Now he
control
has to be
for
careful.
Verdum.
This is a deadly position.
Yep. Oh, nice deny by Game Room.
Yeah, and you can see there, like when you go to the ground game styles, it's more of a chess game rather than you technically trying to
Ooh,
get.
he got his back.
It's all about mental feints and trying to figure out how you could get the benefit of your opponent.
Definitely.
Oh, triangle armbar, triangle armbar.
That's
Oh,
good
submission
stuff.
fight
He's
leader.
He's going 3 ways. Now 2 ways, now only 2 ways as you can see. Okay, all right, go 3 ways, going up. See, this is right here is good submission defense from DC. You see all bars kind of have some in there, so it's not predictable off of which one he's
Oh,
going to
he
go.
might actually get this. Is he
No,
actually going to? Oh,
Lost.
so close.
Now
That's
Cormier is on top. Oh, but he doesn't want to grapple. That's
That's the smart thing to do. It doesn't look good because he's DC, but it's the smart thing to do. Take it back to the feet. But he also could have laid on the ground a little bit because he did get the knockdown early in the round, so he doesn't really have to worry about too much as far as losing this round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like momentum has definitely shifted with less than 2 minutes in the first round. Captain Slack almost getting that submission. Game Room got the knockdown. It could be anyone's fight. It just all depends on what they could possibly do. And it seems like Game Room is just going back and forth with the striking so far, Pry.
See, that's the thing. He needs to be careful because he can be caught. Anyone can be caught in this game. He's playing real reckless right now for no reason. He just needs to play slow and play methodical because he's already won this round.
And Styles, when you see Captain Slack getting the benefit of the ground game, do you see him get
that's
back?
right.
But we get a heel drop. Game Room attack.
Oh. Good work.
Boom.
Game.
Oh.
That head kick was
Like I said, you
great.
have to be careful. He's playing way too reckless for no reason. And this is kind of the ESFL jitters sometimes. You get to just throwing and going autopilot. Oh, he threw a head kick and whiffed it. And you go autopilot and you start doing stuff. You don't realize that you're actually winning, and then you do something silly and then you lose for no reason.
It has been a rock'em, sock'em, robots brawl as we see both guys just trading shots, going for head kicks with less than 10 seconds left in the first round. My goodness, guys, you can see the stamina for Jim just going for a spinning.
Oh, and a nice rocket.
It's another knockdown.
Knockdown, I mean.
You can see the replay here, just a great knockdown. I think that's his second knockdown if they're going to count it from that last second of the first round. Styles, what does Captain Slack have to do to just prevent these knockdowns?
By the looks of it, he needs to go back to grappling since Game Room had respect for him there. He went up to the feet when he got the opportunity instead of trying to work him down. So I think that his move right now should be to take down DC and probably sub him or work him down any other way possible. But I don't see him winning on the feet for now.
Personally, he needs to get him back in that clinch. He got him in that clinch and then got him into side control. If you can get him back there, he also took his back. So as you can, he has some sort of success there. He needs to go back. There he goes, straight to the clinch and just work from there.
Yeah, and the clinch is just as important as the ground game. What do we want to see here from Captain Slack when it comes to the ground game? As he might actually get a suplex here, but it looks like he's going for a submission. This could be a two-gator right here, guys.
No. It's his back.
My apologies.
With this position, honestly, I don't like it because it's not too much you can do offensively. And then if you try to transition, it's very easy to. Oh, actually, as I'm speaking, he gets top mount.
Now he just needs it. Top mount is an easy position to keep, but didn't work out this time. You can work someone down in half guard possibly. Oh, a nice deny by DC though.
And those denials are going to be huge for Game Room right here. I mean, Styles, when you see this, you probably want to go back to top mount, but isn't it more beneficial to go more into side control as Verdum right here?
Side control is a position where you can work someone down easier. But he should have waited for another deny.
Yeah, exactly.
That was way too early, especially since he had much stamina left. But you need to work him down. Right now he's working his block down. You actually do something instead of just getting time on top. He needs to either get in. He needs to posture up or work him down in side control. That's.
He needs to be a little bit more patient. He's trying to get the submission too fast. And then on top of that, honestly, if I'm Verdum, I'm reckless with my transitions. I want to be triangle armbar. Like I said, he goes 3 ways. He goes all 4 ways. Like I said, you want to go all 4 ways. You don't have to worry about filling up, on the first gate. You can get it on the 3rd or the 4th. And then here you go. He got 3. See, he going all 4. He's going to get out of here. Promise.
I mean, he's at the 5th gate. It's going to be cutting a little bit close. He does get out.
Because he's going all 4. If he goes 2 there, he's going to get submitted. Easy.
Yeah, definitely. Game Room knows he has captain on the feet, so he's gonna probably work him down further. So far, I don't think that Game Room has this round. I mean, Verdum got some work in, but like you said, Pry, he's going for subs way too quickly.
Yeah, he's getting one transition straight for the sub, and it's not gonna be that easy, as you can see.
No.
As we approach 30 seconds left, Game Room in the blue gloves, Captain Slack in the red gloves. Verdum getting the benefit of the ground game. Hopefully Game Room with this last 10 seconds could just avoid damage and just get this thing back standing up, because it seems like that's been his wheelhouse, just keeping it standing up from his perspective, Pry.
Exactly. And if I'm DC this round, I literally play this round to be defensive. You have to decision it back, and you play off of Verdum. If he wants to play slow, methodical, play slow, and play the point game. If he wants to play reckless, then look to counter him. And obviously Verdum is going to look for the takedown. So just wait for the takedown, play off the jab, and just look to counter.
And Styles, I mean, this is going to be huge for Captain Slack. He has to assume that it could be a 1-1 fight, and this final round might be his last chance to even pull out the decision, or maybe he needs to get submission. How do you think his thoughts are going to be coming in this final round?
Well,
honestly, okay, there we go. Back in the clean. This is where he wants to be. As you can see, he also has a stamina disadvantage, and he gets DC back on the ground into Sakura. Now he needs to just play patient. All right, don't need to deny transition and go straight for the submission. Get top mount, and then deny transition, and then maybe posture or do some damage, and then try to go for a submission, because DC is waiting for those submissions. Denies that, and he's going straight for the submission. Oh, exactly, he denied it. Just posture back up and try to do some damage.
Yeah.
And so let's get you in this conversation. I mean, like it seems like Verdum is just having his way when it goes to the ground game, but again, those denials of those transitions are going to play a huge factor with 3:20 left.
Yeah, definitely. Verdum is doing good in the sense that he's on top and he's not letting him off that easy, but he's too impatient right now. He needs to get at least one more deny for a submission, or work him down damage-wise for the judges to value him. Right now, he's trying to feint.
He's not.
Yep.
Honestly, he should probably just Now DC there, he did wrong. He should have just waited for the judge to stand him up, because if Verdum was predicting that, he could have left trigger, right trigger, and then flick up on the right stick, and he could have got that submission counter.
You can see Verdum's stamina is really low, as we are 2 minutes left, and then we're going back to the stand-up game. Game Room, he has to think like he has to keep it going, but again, back into the clinch. But a tie clinch right here. The body is hurt. It
only gets harder for him. Verdum literally has to basically panic and throw stuff like that, because basically it's over for him. The stamina disadvantage is huge. So at the second he throws a combination and then we get to clinch, and he's being too reckless. He's impatient, and this is what happens when you don't be patient early in the rounds and you get stamina killed. Now it's basically over. I assume there goes the Rock. He's probably gonna throw
another
switch.
Rock. 1 minute left in this final round of our second fight. Game Room takes the victory.
Oh my goodness! And there goes
that escalated quickly.
Body Rock KO.
How did that even KO him? Since the knee, in my opinion, should have stunned DC, but he got those hooks in still. That's weird.
Well, he threw 3 hooks to the body, and basically Verdum was kind of vulnerable, because he threw the knee, and he had stamina missing, and then he threw body shots. And when you get hit in the body, your stamina actually goes down. And then his body health was not that great, and his stamina wasn't it was low. So two to the body, and the third one basically finished him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a good fight regardless from both guys. We saw a lot of ground game. We saw a lot of stand up. It was a bit more of a brawl, but it was an exciting brawl from both of these guys. I mean, uh, Pry, when you talk about Captain Slack, what does he need to do going on from this point to other fight cards?
All right. I would say he has to implement his game plan slower. He kind of got reckless and he actually got caught on the feet early. When you want to use a grappler, you can't brawl. Grapplers don't brawl. If you do brawl, you want to brawl, kind of like the Khabib style. Do that and then do a driving takedown. But I don't know if Fabricio Verdum has the driving takedown.
No, he only has single legs.
Yeah, he actually only has. So you kind of have to just either play off the clinch or try to get a counter into a takedown. Other than that, you're not going to have too much success on the feet, especially striking versus DC, because DC actually is maybe one of the best strikers in heavyweight.
Mm-hmm. And Styles, when you think about Game Room, I mean, this is his second straight victory in Proving Grounds. Do you think we could possibly see him in the main cards or maybe the exhibitional cards going forward from these two performances?
For sure, he's gonna be there. He's nothing to prove now. He has proved himself. It's in the past for him now. It's the proved grounds. He has stood up for himself 2 fights. He's making the card, the exhibition card. He's worth it at least. I think that the matchmakers should put him on the card.
I mean, you hear
Yeah, I'd
that,
say he
matchmaker?
deserves the spot.
Yeah, I mean, you guys hear from two former ESFL champs. I mean, he's Pry and Styles approve. He only has like nowhere else to go but up. I'm excited to see what he does. But now, going to our third fight, our second to last fight before our European main event, JJ City versus Spill Actions. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
Pry,
Yes,
you were excited
sir.
about this fight,
Yes,
so
sir.
tell me a little bit about it.
Like I was like, I'm telling this is Jay Spills is actually a pretty good striker. If you go back and watch me versus him on a Bruce Lee Rob, he's a good striker, and I'm excited to see. I have not watched too much on JJ, but I caught a little bit of his stream. But he was doing more striking than grappling. So I assume he's fine with his grappling. He just want touch up on that striking.
Yeah, in Styles, when you think about it, this is going to be in the featherweight division, so there's going to be a lot of fighters that they could choose. In this kind of situation, who are you looking for as your meta pick when you go into the featherweight division?
I'd probably go for someone like Frankie Edgar. Of course, the stamina, the boxing, the grappling, you have it all with him. Solid pick if you want to win in featherweight, in my opinion, depending on your play style, of course.
I mean, I'm
Me
usually the guy.
personally,
Go ahead, Pry.
me personally, if I am what's his name? JJ. If I'm JJ City, I'm going T City. There's no reason to go a wrestler because if he's a submission specialist, and when you go a submission specialist, you can be kind of reckless on the ground because they'll throw you on your back, and then that's where you want to be with T City. So you're feared on top and on bottom. And when you're Frankie Edgar, the thing about Frankie is he doesn't have great off the back. He has good wrestling, but he's a submission specialist. So you got to go Ortega, and Ortega has good stamina. He has good health stats as well. So I would personally go Brian Ortega and try to look for a takedown because Spills, I'd assume he may go Max Holloway and he may be a little reckless, so you can catch him and take him down, double leg, nothing major, and then work from there.
Well, I see what the chat is saying, and I'm always a personal favorite of this fighter. If I see a Clay Guida pick, I mean, this is already picked up because Clay Guida, I don't care what the stats say, the stamina say, I would love to see him in the ESFL and just put in work. So if we get a Clay Guida pick, I would be fully excited. But again, as you guys say, Max Holloway is a key pick. You can see Brian Ortega, you can see Jose Aldo, Zabit, and Gray Maynard, Conor McGregor is all in the division. So a lot of great fighters that you could choose to implement your game plan, guys.
That's the thing. I don't know about the Conor pick, especially versus T City. Yeah, you're Conor, but if you get taken down, do you know how it feels to be in Brian Ortega guard as Conor McGregor? Like he has the rubber guard, the 2-gate submission, he has arm bar, he has guillotine. He literally has everything in the guard. So the Conor is good, but you have to be careful if you go Conor versus T City.
Yeah, and we can see it seems like they're almost ready to get things going. They're on the fighter selection screen, and we see a Brian Ortega, as we heard from our commentators, and then a Jose Aldo. Maybe Spell Actions might be going a different route than people expected.
And honestly, I personally like that because Jose Aldo has good submission defense and the takedown defense as well. And Jose Aldo has real good striking. It's a 3-round fight, so you don't have to worry too much about your stamina. But the only thing Spills has to worry about is if he throws a leg kick and it gets blocked and then he gets taken down and worked from there.
In Styles, grappling wise, I mean, both of these guys are really good on the ground.
Yeah, but in this scenario, you can't beat Ortega on top or on bottom. He has it all. He has subs. He has the top game, and he has rubber guard, which is a great move for your arsenal. I think that rubber guard is really unappreciated.
Honestly, rubber guard. If you go against someone that has a good rubber guard, and you're not someone like Khabib that has that transition where you can go into stacked, it's easy denials, and your head health is going to get killed.
Yeah, definitely.
And on top of that, while you have to worry about the rubber guard, now you have to worry about the 2-gate submission for Brian Ortega, the triangle choke. So it's being an Ortega guard is a nightmare.
Yeah, and as we see, this is our third fight of Proving Ground 6 here live on the ESFL, live on Twitch and on YouTube. Our third fight before our European main event. It is JJ City in the red gloves versus Spill Actions in the blue gloves. Here we go.
So as you can see here, honestly, Ortega just has to play slow. As you see, he's kind of being wrecked. He's just coming forward, throwing strikes. He just needs to play slow and just play off of Jose Aldo. Because playing wreck, Jose Aldo is very fast and actually has good power. So you don't want to trade with him. Brian Ortega, you're not meant to trade. He can absorb punches, but you want to look to, like right now, he can clinch him because Jose Aldo is sitting still with his combination. So you can come forward with something and just throw the clinch down. He could have got the takedown there as well. And he's just walking forward, being reckless, not really playing methodical, as you can see. And then he just eats 3 hooks. That's what I'm saying. He's just walking forward, eating damage, and he needs to just play slow. Boom, there goes the takedown. He has to try to go for the takedown. That's his best chance, his best route to victory.
And you can see Spill Actions, Styles, he's not using the leg kicks as much. He's going for more of a striking game plan rather than trying to like defend the takedown. So what do you see from Spill Actions that you like?
Oh, there you go. Like I said, he's trading with Aldo, and you cannot do that, especially with Brian Ortega. And there it goes. And that's the end of the fight. He shot for a takedown. He shot for a takedown in the worst time.
For a panic takedown. That's probably gonna be the ESFL jitters probably got to him and he panicked.
That right there is the ESFL jitters because he had the opportunity to take him to the cage multiple times as well as clinch him, but he decided to shoot a takedown in the middle of Aldo combination and got caught with an upper, and that was it.
When grappling goes wrong, you just get hit with a massive jab and uppercut, and then it just ends in the first round. Spill Actions, my goodness, what a knockout. We've only seen those a few and rare times between, but my goodness, what a knockout by Spill Actions. JJ City, again, Pride. It just seemed like he was trying to trade too much, but not really implementing his game plan until the very last second.
Yeah, it's the ESFL jitters, and I promise you have to start off fights realistic. You have to start off slow and try to move your way into the fight, because if you start off too fast, you don't think and you do stuff, and then stuff like this happens, the knockout. You want to play slow. And for JJ, I want to tell him to go back and watch this fight and realize all the opportunities he had to actually get into a grappling situation. And don't let this, discourage him and make him not want to sign up. He has to just go back, game plan, and try to do better the next fight. Just slow down and work to his advantages, because like I said, he had multiple chances to take him down or get him to the cage.
Right. And Styles, to his point, when you get hit with that uppercut, when you're about to do that land a takedown, it's like the most defeating feeling when you go into this game right here. So how do you pick yourself up when you go through a devastating loss like that, especially in the first round?
Well, I don't know, because I don't lose in ESFL. No, but No, but you just have to rewatch the fight and see what what you did wrong. You have to realize that, all right, I panicked. You have to realize, you have to understand that you did not think straight because of the ESFL leaders. I know that they kill you. The ESFL leaders, they're horrible. They get to me every fight. So he needs to calm himself down, work the opponent down, not just stand in front of him and take shots like Price it, and then pick himself back up for his next fight.
Absolutely. You definitely need to pick yourself up. This ain't the end of your journey, it's only the beginning. But speaking of beginning, we are ahead of our one of two main event fights here in Proving Ground 6. Our European main event, it's Belky versus Brandon Baker in the welterweight division.
Ooh.
Guys, what do you have for me? What is your analysis? Starting with you, Styles. How do you see this fight going?
Okay, so this is the ESFL debut for both guys. So it's gonna be unexpected in the terms of we don't really know how they're gonna fight if you haven't fought them before, of course. But this is gonna be. I'm stoked for this one. Just I don't have much knowledge of the guys, so I'm stoked. I can read that Bolke is a top 40 player regular, so let's see if he can show that he's worth that top 40 position.
Yeah, and Pride, you saw the fighter selection. It's Conor McGregor versus George St. Pierre, which to me doesn't really seem very balanced. I mean, St. Pierre has all the tools that you want in a complete fighter against the Conor McGregor.
All right. Now this fight goes one or two ways. Either GSP wrestle fucks him or Conor McGregor knocks him out. Personally, if I'm GSP, I play the slow game and I just, go for a driving takedown. Maybe you don't get it the first time. Maybe he denies your transitions, but keep wrestling. It's obviously not chain wrestling, but it's getting you into multiple grapple exchanges because you don't want to sit on the feet with Conor because he can knock you out real quick. And GSP chin is not that great.
Absolutely. And again, this is a main event. It's not 3 rounds, it's 5 rounds. Both of you guys know how that feels to be in the spotlight of the ESFL and be in that 5-round war. I mean, probably, what are your experience when you go in a 5-round fight like this?
5-round fights is nothing easy, and you gotta play slow because if you play too fast, it'll be round 3 and you'll be looking at your stamina bar like, what am I gonna do? So you really want to play 5-round fights slow and trying to fill out the fight and understand how your opponent is playing and adjust. That's the best thing you can do in 5-round fights is adjust. It's you can lay off a round. Maybe I lose the first round, maybe I lose the second round, but by the 3rd round I've adjusted and oh my goodness, this GSP just a flying knee. And again, GSP, what he doesn't want to do is trade with Conor, and it's round 1, and you don't want to trade with Conor round 1. He wants to be careful going to that body as well. Ooh. Because if he goes to Conor body and gets hit with an uppercut, it's not going to be pretty for him.
And again, as you said, it's the first round of our European main event. It is Bulky in the red gloves using Conor McGregor, and it's Brandon Baker in the blue gloves using George St. Pierre. Sal, how do you see this fight going? I mean, so far it's looking good, especially with a flying knee.
Yeah, well, if this goes past the 3rd round, I think this is GSP's fight. But he's working him down even in the 1st round with those flying knees. He's catching him. He needs to be patient, of course, against McGregor. He doesn't have the greatest stamina, but he has the health. And GSP needs the takedown, in my opinion. But right now, Conor McGregor is putting a lot of pressure. He needs to work himself around him. He's doing good so far. But he's winning the later rounds. I think he needs to be just patient enough.
Again, kind of like I was saying before, you go into a fight and you want to play slow. Both of these guys came out fast. GSP's throwing flying knees. He wants to play slow. This Conor's kind of playing reckless. Also, you notice how Conor's just straight walking forward. If GSP just sits still and does the single collar, he'll get him right in the single collar and, get some grab exchanges.
Oh, a takedown attempt, but it gets denied, and we're in the spot where we're going back up.
Now, I'm gonna tell you exactly why he didn't get that takedown. Because he kind of threw it while Conor was backing up. Now, if he throws a single leg, you get the transition is faster versus a single leg. Now, if he wants to shoot a double leg, he needs to shoot it while Conor's throwing a strike and moving forward.
I mean,
Yeah.
both of these guys are swinging for the fences. You see both of them not really caring much about stamina, not really picturing this as a 5-round fight. But again, flying knees and all these strikes are going ahead. Let's see if he gets this takedown again. Doesn't land it. It
And
seems
it
like
did
the
the exact
style.
opposite.
You know when to shoot a double leg and the single leg. He's doing exactly the opposite of when he should right now.
There you go.
Oh,
There it goes right there. I said he should shoot the single collar. Now he's being honestly. I would if I'm GSP, I go double unders and try to take the back and get that momentum transition just to slam him on his head.
yeah.
As you
He's too
see, 30
impatient, right?
head styles.
He's too impatient right now with this grappling, and he's not really engaging grappling as much as he should against a Conor McGregor. A nice single
Again,
collar.
as you can see, that I said it. He just has to single collar. Conor McGregor is walking him down. He gets a takedown at the end of the round. Doesn't do much damage, but it tells him, "Hey, I'm trying to take you down. I'm not going to just sit on the feet with you."
Yeah,
I don't know
and
if
Styles.
that's like, okay.
Well, I was gonna say to his point, like the fact that he kept on trying to get those takedowns and finally got in the end of the first round. You gotta think second round he's gonna have a little bit of confidence that he can actually get those takedowns going.
Yeah. And in my opinion, he shouldn't even have tried like those last 30 seconds. He shouldn't have shot for a takedown because he sort of boils that he's about to do it probably again in the second round. So, but if he would have let those 30 seconds pass, then it would come as a more of an element of a surprise, which could lead to an easier takedown. This is mind games as well, not just striking and grappling.
There he goes to the body, get uppercutted, and there goes
Oh.
another
Oh,
uppercut.
two huge uppercuts
Look
by
at time.
Bucky. Huge uppercuts and
Oh.
another rock.
This
Bucky
is
is
what I was
smelling
talking
blood
about, man.
in
You
the
gotta
water.
play slow.
Yeah, the shin of GSP is not performing.
Ooh,
Of course,
he actually catches him with a counter.
It
Oh,
just seems like
bad
it's raw
takedown.
right now. Both guys
It's-
landing shots with hooks and uppercuts, and another seemed like not really a setup for the takedown for Bros Reloads, aka Brandon Baker. It just seems like it's not really working out for him,
Oh.
Style. And all that
There goes
stamina.
another
And a
rock
head.
head kick. Boom.
Oh, he's getting torn down right
And
now.
what I'm not understanding what exactly is his GSP game plan. He seems to be just playing autopilot. If I'm him, I'm playing slow.
Oh,
He gets
another
rocked
rock.
again, and this is it. Oh, no. Okay. Ooh.
Ooh, he tried it. Bucky is smelling the blood in the water. He really wants a fancy knockdown for this European main event. As there is 2:45 left, you can't get careless.
He should have gone for
Be looking for shots, Style.
He got a hit reaction of the straight to the body and the hook to the head. He should have gone for a takedown direct immediately after, and he would have gotten it. Of course, if he didn't use takedown counters, but so far he hasn't used them, so probably wouldn't use them that time either. But I can feel this GSP in my 5-round fight against Lave. I shot for some bad takedowns, and that's of course because of the ESFL jitters. You can just see that he feels them and sort of panics, and it's sad to see, of course.
Yeah, and you
But
can see
again,
the
he's
stamina is so low for both these guys.
GSP,
Like it's only
yes.
second round.
Yes, but it's more so worse for GSP because not only is his stamina low, but his health stats are as well. And he's not really game planning well. He's basically just throwing a counter, saying counter head health. You're not going to knock counter out. So he should be attacking the body a little bit. And like I said, Conor is walking him down. So go for the single collar and get him into the clinch. He's basically just trying to trade with Conor, and it won't work. Look at his stamina; it's only going to get worse. And like I said, you're going to go into round 3 looking at your stamina like, what am I going to do? Conor, you're not knocking him out, and again, that's how easy it is to get him into the single collar. And
Yeah, and
he's
you
been
can
going for that
see-
tie clinch.
The dangerous waters of both stamina being very low, and it's still you have 3 rounds left to go. I mean, both of the guys are still going to be in like dangerous situation if they just miss super crazily and lose all that stamina. And
Oh,
I mean,
there
look,
goes the rock.
huge rock.
So far, Bulky is doing good. I mean, he's keeping it on the feet as he should, as Conor McGregor, of course. GSP sort of panicking with his takedowns. He needs to calm down, know that, alright, this round I have to take him down. No point in standing up. He needs to realize that.
It's the start of the third round,
Oh,
and
there
you can
goes
see
another
another
rock.
rock by Bucky. He's getting the momentum. He had that rock in the last seconds of the second round, but now he's putting on some damage, but it seems like both guys
Oh,
are getting a nice defend. Try to go for a head kick, misses.
and if I'm Balky, I want to be careful. He's winning, yes, but he's also playing, very unsafe. Going, just throwing combinations, throwing, and he doesn't want to get countered because you can be rocked and you can be knocked out. Like that right there. He got uppercutted as he was ducking low.
And you can see it's less than 4 minutes
Boom.
ago.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yes,
You have to be careful.
Good for GSP taking him to the
A
ground.
huge slam after that flying knee. His third flying knee of the whole fight, and he finally gets it to his benefit. And now we're in the ground game, Styles.
Yeah, this is where GSP belongs, especially against McGregor. He needs to be patient, needs to work with the knees and side controls to actually be able to keep him there. Of course, he could use pre-denies if he wants to spam elbows, but we're back on the field. Let's see what McGregor and GSP will do now.
And Connor's stamina is not that great himself. One bad combination to whiffs and his stamina will be looking like GSP's. And there goes another rock. And now if I'm Conor McGregor right now, okay, I'm not trying to block the break the block anymore. Now he gets his counter takedown. Well, I'm sorry, ankle picked. And GSP kind of has a little time to work.
Yeah,
if he played patient and denied some takedowns and side control, he could literally end Conor McGregor, throw him into crucifix, and boom, that's it.
But you saw him try to go for the huge knockdown with the fancy moves, and he lost a lot of stamina, and he got ankle picked. Do you think that was a smart decision on his part to put that combo out?
No, it was honestly, he's rushing. The finish is coming because GSP, he has 2 more rounds to get a finish. If he plays slow and just attacks the body, that head's going to follow every time. Like right now, Conor McGregor chances of winning is very high if he stays on the feet, gets some rocks, and just lands some small body shots to do more damage to the body and take more stamina. But instead, he threw a reckless spinning head kick, got him taken down, and now GSP's on top.
And Styles, when you look at this, we see Balke getting more of the traditional transition denials, while St. Pierre, he's kind of letting things happen.
Yeah, this grappling is with less.
Oh, there goes crucifix.
Crucifix.
And his position right here.
This is active grappling. There's not many denials happening from either part for now, which is actually fun to see, of course. But I mean, it's so easy for one of them to win if they could just get 1 or 2 denies in.
The next round, GSP needs to get, like I said, Conor's going to keep walking him down. Next round, GSP needs to just get the clinch and don't go for the tie clinch immediately. You want to deny transition and mix up. Maybe Conor's looking for the tie clinch denial, so now you go for just a leg trip or something. But every time he's going straight for that tie clinch, and he needs to mix it up a little bit.
We are in the championship rounds of our European main event. We have Belky in the red gloves as Conor McGregor. We have Bros Reloads, a.k.a. Brandon Baker, in the blue gloves, using George St. Pierre, live on Proving Ground 6. And you can see both stamina very low, and they still have 2 more rounds to go. And combos are just flying out, Pry.
Yeah, they are, and it's reckless because Conor McGregor has been countered a bunch of times, so he really needs to be careful. And Reloads is actually throwing wild flying knees, so Conor really needs to be careful. And as you can see, now he's doing panic single collars, but Conor isn't just walking him down like that no more. And there he goes with the slam straight into top mount. Now he needs to play slow, get a transition, then now stand up. Well, not stand up, but posture up and try to do some damage. Because right now, every transition Conor is doing, he's getting for free.
Yeah, and Styles, I mean, the body Reloads has to worry about because he was getting pieced up on his body in the stand-up game, and you had to think he went to the takedown and grapple game because his body was so low.
Yeah, for sure. And then he might need to work his body down in exchange because of the bad stamina of Conor McGregor. If he's going to knee him inside control, that could actually help him. But like Price said, Conor is getting free transitions for that.
See, like that. He should never get that transition, especially on GSP. He should never get that transition right there. Even if he denies that transition there, he should never get a free get up.
It could be the ESFL jitters. The blood is in the water. You can see both guys in deep waters as there's 2:30 left in the 4th round of this main event fight. And Brill Reloads is trying to go for that hook uppercut combination, but he's getting hit in the body by Balky. Oh, he tried to
And
go
there
for
he
a move.
goes. And as you can see, he's walking him down again. Well, he shouldn't be trading. He literally should just clinch. Connor is literally walking him back down again. You see that he has a lot of time to just throw a single collar.
And it seemed
But
like Connor
instead,
was
he's
trying to
throwing
go for a
strikes.
spinning kick or something. And it seemed like he was going through the animations, but he was just faking it out.
His body is gone. There he goes. He's had multiple opportunities to go for a single collar. Boom. Now he mixed it up. Like I said, he go for the leg trip because Balk has always been looking for that tight clinch to die.
Yeah, and Styles, when you think about this, he's been getting a lot of takedowns, but do you think that's going to look good in the judges' scorecards as we are getting closer and closer to maybe a judge's decision?
I don't think the takedowns will actually affect him because the takedowns themselves don't really count. The thing that matters is the slam and the damage they have on your body. And another thing is if you're winning grappling, so from what I actually, this is not confirmed.
Vicious punches right now.
Yeah, these half guard elbows could have. Unfortunately, he got up for GSP, of course. That's unfortunate. Bulky is probably satisfied back on the feet with Connor.
Less than 5 seconds to go in this fourth round. Both guys very low as we are approaching the fifth and final round for both of these guys. You would just see
GSP needs
total punch counts going low and low, Styles.
Yeah, GSP needs a finish now, though. Conor McGregor is doing much more damage. And the thing is, only one judge actually scored. Well, of course, not confirmed, but from my own experience, the middle judge scores grappling or values grappling more, but the first and the third judge is more of the striking and damage. So those takedowns won't really help him out. It will only cause him a split loss, if anything.
I mean, we see Hughes maybe a blinking body shot, and it seems like Balky with the deep waters going for these very strategic technical punches, but still gets in the clinch fry.
Single collared. He's had multiple opportunities to just single collar him because Connor's kind of walking him down. And as you can see, look at GSP's stamina he has when he's on the feet versus look at it's gone. So he needs to get into the clinch because he actually gets a great boost of max stamina. Look how much he gets back when he gets into grappling exchanges versus when he doesn't. Look how much he loses.
I'm wondering if he's gonna probably go for a flying knee. We've seen 3 flying knees.
Really getting in.
You gotta be careful. You cannot be reckless. Now GSP needs to transition into
McGregor did something risky right there, and that was he went for an arm trap while his head health was low and he could have gotten KO'd. Like that could have gone very, very bad for him if GSP went for more shots at the head. It worked out this time though, but it's not worth the risk. If you're rocked or knocked down,
that might be it. That might be. He's gonna throw something reckless.
Oh, the
body. Oh, and another drop.
He's not down yet. This could be trouble.
Oh, and that's it. That's it.
Okay, gets the victory against Brandon Baker in a huge main event victory. A simple hook after 5 rounds of just going back and forth, and we finally see Balky finally gets the knockdown against Brandon Baker. Pride, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. I want reloads to go back and watch this fight. Like I'm all about me personally. I go back and I always watch my fights and I watch what I did wrong and what I did right. And GSP should go back and watch that fight and watch how Connor walked him down and watch how reckless he threw a counter to it. Connor head health is very high and Connor block is high as well. You're not going to knock Connor out. You're going to tire out before you knock Connor out. So you want to either attack his body and then your GSP. You need to grapple. Connor grappling stats are not that great and GSP clinch stats are amazing. So he should have just worked the clinch and Conor McGregor wasn't playing that great. And my tips to Conor McGregor is play slow. He kind of played a little reckless. He was like, oh, I'm winning, I'm good. But when you play like that and then his next fight, he'll face somebody and he'll do these same mistakes and they'll capitalize on it. So you always want to play to your winning condition. And that winning condition there was just attacking the body. He could have won that fight round 4 if he just played slow in round 3 and then attacked the body. But round 3, he threw that kick, that spinning kick to the head when he could have just attacked the body. And then round 4, he could have slowly killed GSP's body. And then, boom, it would have been over round 4. And I had to go 5 rounds.
And Sal, to get your thoughts on this, for Brandon Baker, Bro Reloads, his ground game could it was he was getting the takedowns, he was getting some strikes, he had that vicious uppercut late in the fight, but again, those transitional denials weren't happening for him, and he got denied himself.
Yeah, that's not really a good showcase of GSP in that sense. The denials weren't there, of course. The real factor, I think, is ESFL jitters. That's a real thing for anyone watching. It happens. I know from my own experience that ESFL jitters, they they screw with you. In my Lave fight, I lost. Well, people thought I lost, and I won with 1 round, but people thought I was 49, 46 down. Uh,
And
yep.
Well, well, a lot of times with the ESFL jitters, to help you guys out with that, you want a game plan. Like if all the whole week up into the ESFL, if you're just playing around, BSing around, playing around in ranked, you not have a legit strategy. You're gonna play that exact same way because you're gonna autopilot versus these people. Like that GSP probably goes into every rank game playing like that. He should have had a game plan. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to set up these takedowns. And when you do that, you train your mind. So whenever you get into that situation and you're nervous, you don't autopilot. You'll play off of how you've been playing all week. Like they say in sports, practice makes perfect. If you don't practice, you're
Hmm.
not going to be, you're going to autopilot. He's going to do what he did here, and he got knocked out for it.
I mean, you're under the spotlight of your peers, your community in the UFC 3. So the fact that both guys may have had jitters, when you go into like once you have that repetition of knowing everything by hand, it becomes automatic, and then you're in your comfort zone. But again, the ESFL jitters are real. I felt them, you felt them, everyone has felt
Exactly.
them. And like when you're in the main event, like one of two main events in Proof of Ground 6, I mean, like that's easily a nice case of jitters that's going to be happy for you. But speaking of jitters, we still have four more fights to go, and we have another main event. There's still more things
Oh
coming,
yeah. Oh
guys.
yeah.
You think this was
Can't
just the
get
main
enough.
course? Nah, this is the appetizer. You're going to see a lot more fights. We're still waiting for confirmation of my ninja versus What's Up 420. We're still waiting for that matchup. But again, guys, starting with you, Sals, what fights are you still looking forward to with the four fights that we have left?
Well, the main event, of course. You cannot be less hyped for this main event. The relaxed guy making his ESFL debut. This is gonna be a nice main event for sure. And I'm not expecting anything less from the other fighters. But I mean, how can you not be hyped for the relaxed guy? And of course, Voltage Bomb, aka Sayef, well respected. I think he's gonna show himself very good in his fight.
Yeah, and Pride, your thoughts. I mean, we talked about Voltage Bob. You're super excited for that fight, but all these other four fights are like absolutely amazing and they're catching your eye.
Oh yeah, for sure. And with these fighters, I want to see how I like to watch people play, and I like to see their execution and their purpose of doing things. And I'm gonna jump to the last fight because obviously this is the main event. This is the fight we're gonna talk about.
Hmm.
We all know who Relaxed Guy is, but again, we have to go to those ESFL jitters. A lot of times, the ESFL jitters, you'll lose round one, and you'll get the panicking, and you'll get the shooting takedowns and being real reckless and simple, and you'll lose. I've seen it firsthand. I've done it myself. You do reckless stuff, and you get the jitters, and you lose. Everyone thinks, "Oh, that guy's gonna win," and it's a complete opposite.
Hmm. Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, both of those guys, like, you never know when it's going to be when you step into that octagon and you have the spotlight on you and
Hmm.
everything is all the pressure's bubbling up, mom spaghetti time, everybody knows about it. But before we go into all those fights, all those exciting things that we're looking for, we are finally ready for our fifth fight of Proving Ground 6. It's going to be in the lightweight division. We see what the 420 is going to be in the Red Gloves versus T Town City, which I think is my ninja. But again, we see a Dustin Poirier pick and Styles. I have to think that's a good pick in your eyes.
Of course, I mean, Khabib. We saw the fight in real life, and Khabib won against Dustin.
Hmm.
Uh, and if you want to purely grapple, Khabib is your guy. If you don't want, and he has the power, of course. So if you're gonna stand up, I think he's the most powerful guy in the division, if I'm not incorrect. Don't
Hopefully,
quote me on
people in
that.
the back can tell us if that's true. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to say it's true.
But I think, of course, Khabib. If you're a grappler, then he's your guy. He's your pick.
In
But you
Pride,
gotta
when
be
you
careful. When he's going Khabib, I see a lot of Khabibs in ranked. Go Khabib, and they do too much striking, not enough. I mean, they implemented the driving takedown in the game for a reason. You have to use that clinching, and with Dustin Poirier, he wants to don't throw reckless because obviously if you throw reckless and you get countered, it's a free takedown for Khabib. So, Dustin Poirier wants to be careful as well because, like you said, Khabib does have, I believe it's like 97 power, something around there, 95, 96, or 97. So Khabib isn't a slouch on the feet, but Dustin Poirier obviously has the advantage when it comes to boxing.
So the power is Connor has 95 and Khabib 94, so it's not much of a difference there. And of course, it's 94 is not bad against Dustin Poirier.
There we go. Thanks for people in the back for letting us know the information that's about to go down. We still see what's up 420 not fully confirming the Khabib pick. What other fighters do you think he could go for? I mean, there's a lot of choices that you could do in the lightweight division here, Pry.
I would say, obviously the Conor McGregor. Dustin Poirier's good, and Dustin Poirier kind of has better stamina stats than Conor. But again, this is a 3-round fight, and we know how the actual fight in real life went with Dustin Poirier and Conor. So if he goes Dustin and he isn't confident in his wrestling, he can go Conor and counter him.
Right. I'm not one to bet, but I see other divisions have this guy. His name is Clay Guida. I mean, you can go for it. Anthony Pettis, Clay Guida is still there. He has 90 stamina. He's a prime choice.
Nate Diaz.
Ooh, Pride. Tell me about this little Nate Diaz right here.
All right, so he's going Nate. So obviously he's probably going to be volume punching, and Nate does have the reach advantage, as well as nobody. I don't think enough people use Nate Diaz's jiu-jitsu. Like when Nate Diaz first came into the UFC, he was was known as a jiu-jitsu guy. So a lot of people don't utilize it, but also Nate Diaz doesn't have a double leg. He has a single leg, and it's not that great.
Yeah,
so again, he wants to use obviously his jab cross, which is amazing. Probably the best 1-2 in the game, hands down. Against Dustin Poirier, use his reach advantage.
And Styles, I mean, when you see a Nate Diaz, how do you compete against a Nate Diaz pick, especially with Dustin Poirier?
I think that Dustin is actually a counter to Nate, so in my opinion, I would have stuck to Khabib. Of course, if he's gonna grapple, we'll see. But Nate right now, well, Dustin should just pressure box him if he doesn't get hit with the jab cross that Prime mentioned is so solid for Nate Noodle Arms Diaz. But I think it's favorable for Dustin actually, depending on if Nate's a grappler or not. Well, jiu-jitsu artist he is, but the guy behind the screen right now, if he's gonna grapple or if he's gonna strike.
And if I'm Dustin Poirier right now, I'm walking Nate Diaz down. Don't let Nate Diaz walk you down and keep that distance, because Nate Diaz, the animation of that jab cross is not the same, and it doesn't have the same power if you're too close to him. And like I said, I don't know if anyone knows, but your strikes come out faster in the pocket if you have shorter arms versus the striker with the longer arms. And on top of that, Dustin Poirier is faster, so he wants to get in the pocket, dirty box against this Nate Diaz.
Yeah, and as we see, the first round is about to get going. It's our fifth fight of our Proving Ground 6 card. We see What's Up 420 as using the Nate Diaz in the red gloves, and we see T-Town City in the blue gloves using Dustin Poirier. We can see body shots mixing up the levels, uppercuts, a lot of brawl happening.
And this is what he has to do. Just walk him down, because Nate's trying to back up and get distance, and use that reach advantage. But Dustin just walk him down. Literally just walk him down. And if I'm Nate, again, you are a jiu-jitsu guy. You can take him down. You can utilize, your top game and your bottom game. Ooh, he gets rocked out. Uppercut hook. Like I said, this is Dustin Poirier's path to victory. But again, Nate Diaz can also clinch as well. His clinch shots are not that great, but he can utilize it, just to slow down this Dustin Poirier's pressure.
Yeah, and Styles, you can see that What's Up 420, he's moving around a bunch trying to not get his back to the cage as much during the fight in the center of the octagon. How well do you think he's getting pieced up right now?
Right now he needs to actually just get back to the cage and maybe take some hits. He needs to realize what's happening. He needs to probably take him down. I don't know if he's a grappler or not. Like, he hovered Khabib, so it's not impossible. But if he's a striker, he needs to keep the distance for sure. He's way too tied up with Dustin, who's a solid boxer.
But if you play close attention, you can see Dustin Poirier's stamina is not that great right now. And he still has 2 minutes and 14 seconds into this round. So he wants to be careful because Nate Diaz isn't getting tired.
Yeah, and you can see Nate Diaz is attacking that body with 2 minutes left.
Oh, there goes the jab cross.
Stamina, I mean, this could be really bad for T-Town City going.
Look at his stamina. Just look at that. It is not looking good.
When you go against a Nate Diaz, that is not the picture that you want on your screen if you're Dustin Poirier. Styles, I mean, what can he possibly do? Does he just need to take a backseat and just play the round like further until he gets more stamina?
Well, T-Town City needs to relax right now. Surely, like, Dustin is a pressure boxer, but he's got this round in the bag, so he could calm down and work him down further in round 2. He needs to be careful with that stamina. Nate is doing good with the... and
another
rock. But again, it's Nate Diaz chin. That's the problem. Look, he's throwing strikes. As you can see, he's throwing strikes while he has stamina missing. If you want to pressure with jabs or pressure with, just distance, stand in their face. But when you throw strikes, have stamina missing, and you throw strikes right after, your stamina goes down very fast. It's round 1, and he's looking bad on stamina versus a Nate Diaz. Now you're not going to have the power to knock him out unless you get like a one-punch KO. Like this fight, round 2 is about to be ugly for Dustin. And if it goes round 3, it's going to be hideous for Dustin.
I mean, you could just tell how it looked by the whiff he did when Nate Diaz just slipped down low, and that stamina was very much depleted. Going to the second round, it'd be really interesting how his stamina is. If it's just going to be a 3-round fight, if he's fine for it, he might have a losing battle on his part. But again, the head health of Nate Diaz is still low as we are going into the second round.
Look at the stamina.
A little bit better than we thought it was going to be.
Well, see, it's going to be better because the stamina, you have like a bar that you get every round, and it's a meter, and it goes down. But see, watch how fast it goes down. It's going to be ugly for him. But again, Nate Diaz, his chin health isn't that great. So one good, counter as he's going to the body or a hook as he's slipping, and it can be ugly for him and get rocked. And Dustin Poirier actually has enough stamina to, do a block breaking combination.
Yeah, take nothing away from Nate now, though. He's doing a good job working that body down with those body swings. He's landing those. So he's making him pay for those combos. He's making him pay very, very much for it.
And again, if I'm Nate right now, I'm blocking his combination and then I'm trading with him. Because this Dustin is just throwing. So Nate wants to block his combination and then he wants to throw his. Don't trade with him because your head health is very low. Block his and then trade with him, because when he throws this, like let's say Dustin Poirier throws a combination and he throws another one, he's not going to have much stamina because his stamina is so low. So you're going to beat him in power and stamina. And he gets rocked with the jab cross because he's trading with him. Again, he needs to block and then throw his combination.
You can see that rock coming off of 3 straight leg kicks by T-Town City. And T-Town City, I mean, he's playing a little bit turtling, but it seems like he keeps on winning.
He's trading. He cannot trade. There goes the rock. It's a knockdown.
Oh, this could be trouble.
Oh my goodness. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the stamina to finish him, though. That's what I was saying. Oh! Oh my gosh.
With no stamina. Incredible.
This is what I was saying. He has to play slow. He has to play the back and forth game. All right, Dustin's done throwing. His stamina's low. Now it's my turn, because his head health was too damaged from round 1. Instead, he wanted to trade with him and got caught with a head kick. And he's going to regret this. He goes back and watch this. This is like something that you should not make the mistakes from. But again, we all are human. We all make mistakes. So he should go back, watch this, and, clean up a little bit. Because he was doing just fine. He was managing. He could have got to round 3, and it would have been ugly for Dustin Poirier. But unfortunately, he got caught with the head kick.
In Styles, T-Town City, the perseverance to go ahead with his game plan, just keep striving through, just land a head kick, go for the uppercut, see what he could land. He landed it and finally got that head kick to get the victory. I mean, that has to say something about his perseverance.
Yeah, for sure, and that he stuck to his game plan. He knew what he was doing, even though we might. I don't know if that was how he wanted to do it. I mean, we judge him for wasting stamina, but it paid off.
It really did. I mean, a win is a win is a win in the ESFL. I mean, it was a great showing. I love the heck out of that fight. I can't wait to see what these guys do in their ESFL careers. But again, we are going to our next fight, our number 6 fight of Proving Ground 6. We have Rehan in the middleweight division facing against Nick the Savage Don. Sal, do you have any info for me about these two gentlemen?
Well, so Nick said he expects a good matchup, and he's going to focus on using good technique and not force the finish. So he's gonna work the rounds from his perspective. Rehan used John Jones in his last ESFL fight, and Hammer, who was the commentator on that card, was impressed by his performance.
I mean, you
So,
gotta impress the
Ooh,
people. I mean, we're gonna be talking about the fight, so we gotta impress. But
we got
Pry, you
Paulo
got the
Costa.
Paulo Costa pick. I mean, you tell me about the Paulo Costa pick because I know that's a meta ESFL pick right there.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Paulo Costa is the hardest hitter in this division. When I choose Robert Whitaker and I go against Paulo Costa, I don't feel like I can ever trade with him. You cannot trade with Paulo Costa. You're going like in this fight, Whitaker kind of has to play slow. And honestly, if I'm Whitaker, maybe work some sort of clinching and grappling because Paulo Costa grappling is not that great. But trading is the last thing he wants to do.
And as we get started, it's the first round of our 6th fight. In the red gloves, it's Rehan, and in the blue gloves, it's Nick the Savage Don using Paulo Costa. Let's see how both of these guys implement their game plans in the first couple of minutes.
And they're both playing footsies, playing slow. Nobody's throwing nothing strong, nothing significant. Okay, he throws a switch kick. And actually, that's his second kick he's landed on him. So I'm seeing that Paulo Costa kind of want to work the body. And Whitaker's trying to play the outside game, throwing those, side push kicks.
Yeah, and tell me about those switch kicks. Why do you want to implement them so much, especially when you're going to this middleweight fight?
Well, he wants to try to keep the pressure off of him. And the thing about those is you can't catch them. They're not like front kicks, so you can't catch them. You can sidestep them, but you can't catch them. So even if you're blocking as well, it'll still push you back. So you'll get that distance. It's kind of frustrating if you're somebody that wants to walk someone else down and you just keep getting pushed back. So you start moving forward and throwing reckless, and then you get countered. So, Whitaker's just playing from the outside, man. You gotta be careful though, because this is Paulo Costa. Like one good combination from Paulo Costa and you're rocked.
Yeah, in Styles, the block gates of Nick the Savage Don is going low, and he's
Boom,
getting
there it
hit.
goes.
But he gets a hook. Styles, you have to be impressed by this perseverance again.
yeah, of course. Ooh, and a nice rock for Costa. I'm delayed. I apologize. Hold on.
It's all good. We're just 2:30 left in the first round of our 6th fight. Whitaker has Nick the Savage Don's back to the cage, but Nick the Savage Don using a lot of stamina. But Rehan, that pressure is coming forward. He sees the combos, but he needs to not make a mistake and keep attacking that body pry.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly, because you get
more.
countered. And the thing about a tip for you guys out there that they go against people that pressure fight you. When you're getting pressure fights, you want to use your longest strikes, and that's your jab, your crosses, your front kicks, and you want to time them well because you don't want to get countered. But if someone's walking in and you're sitting still and you throw your jab cross and they throw hooks or something, you're gonna beat them every time. I've played countless people that walk me down out of jab cross instead of like throwing hard combinations, hooks, uppercuts. Just a jab cross, you can rock them with that as well.
And you can see Rehan using a lot of stamina, but getting the success of hurting that head health of Nick the Savage Don with 1 minute left to go in this first round. And again, the stamina of Pablo Costa, do you think that's a concerning factor going to the second round for Nick the Savage Don, Pry?
Well, it's a concerning factor, but you have to also look at the fact that Robert Whitaker health stats are being depleted because he's been hit with a lot of kicks and a lot of switch kicks, and he's also been rocked. So while his stamina does matter, again, this is a 3-round fight. Paulo Costa is going to come back round 2 just fine. And if he manages well in round 2, he won't really have to worry too much about round 3 because Robert Whittaker will be too hurt. See, that's right there.
That's going to be a huge slam for Nick the Savage Don as he gets the final takedown of that first round from a whiff head kick. Sal, you have to be impressed by that takedown right there.
Yeah, it was a well-timed one after he missed the head kick. But I think that Costa favors in this fight because of his health stats. Of course, he has great head health and body health. So this is but like Price said, you can rock someone with just a jab straight or jab cross. So this, and a driving takedown.
Driving takedown.
But I said I understand Robert Whittaker doesn't have the best, wrestling and top game. But Paulo Costa, you want to negate what they're best at, and Paulo Costa is best on his feet.
Now we're going to the grappling game, and it seems like
right back up.
easily gets up.
And that's a good thinking of Whittaker, since he knows his opponent's a good striker, so he adapts and he changes his play style, aka grappling. So he switches up just because, he deletes the weapon of Costa on his feet.
Exactly.
So it was a good decision of him. Of course, it didn't work out this time, but he should really implement it again, I think.
Ooh.
Oh, but he's doing work now though with those uppercuts.
Again, this is kind of a brawl right now because they're just going to the pocket and they're both just throwing big combinations. But again, when it's a brawl, you don't know who's going to be on the other side of being rocked. So
yeah, I mean, Costa favors in the brawls, I think, because of his head health and of course his good boxing.
Ooh.
The black gauge is low.
Rehan is doing work.
Yeah, you can see Rehan using the knees to the body really efficiently, and all these stretching up the levels. But when he makes the mistake and gets slipped and hit like that, it causes you for concern. But Nick the Savage Don, he's hitting the body as well, and he gets that knee, and it's working well for him with almost 2 minutes left to go. Pry.
Exactly, and the thing, Robert Whittaker isn't no slouch because Robert Whittaker has very good speed, and I believe he has a fluidity perk, and I'm pretty sure it's level 3. So he's not a slouch. It's just Paulo Costa wins in that power.
Yeah, but you can see both guys' stamina getting almost to the halfway point. Nick probably has the advantage in stamina, but the body health, you have to think it's a main concern for both of these gentlemen as they are just wearing the battle runes.
Look at that body on Whittaker. That's what I was saying. He's been hit to the body a lot with those kicks, so he really has to be careful.
Oh, another one!
The body health is low for Whittaker.
And it's never a great position to be in with 1 minute left in the second round. You have to be concerned about your body health. Like, usually you're protective of the head, but the body is like one of the main things that you need to worry about, especially when they're getting strikes.
You kill the body and the head will always fall. There he goes. Knocked down. Boom. That's it. That's what I'm saying. You kill that body, the head will fall. He didn't get the knockdown from hitting his chin. He got the knockdown from hitting his body, but Whittaker didn't want to get back up, man. So he got the TKO finish.
Yeah, it seems like the story of this fight was the body strikes from both competitors. It seemed like Robert Whittaker was getting the benefit of those in the first round, but then Nick the Savage Don just kept at it, and just used his stamina in an effective way.
Yeah, when you don't really pay attention to your body, and those switch kicks really add up to your body, and in round 2 he had half body health, and then again this is Paulo Costa with very high power, and that was it. He kicked his body, got the rock, and then actually he got a few body rocks in that round, and followed up with the knockdown into the TKO finish.
I mean, Pablo Costa, the main meta ESFL pick in the middleweight division, he is not someone to play around with. But speaking of not playing around with, it's our second to last fight before our North American main event fight. Pry, I know you're excited about this next fight coming up. Voltage Bob versus the Snake. What do you have about both of these guys right here?
All right, so what we have about my boy, Voltage Bob, all right, aka Zaya, if you guys don't know who he is a IFL middleweight champion, and he unfortunately did lose to Unnoticed Legacy in his last ESFL fight. And the Snake, this is actually his debut. Oh, actually, he was set to debut in the ESFL last week as a late replacement, but the fight was canceled. So this is his debut right here against Zai. Hopefully, the ESFL jitters does not get to him, but I'm hoping to see a good fight. And as we can see here, they're both on Conor McGregor right now.
Well, it seems like they're still waiting for opponent to get set up. So we'll talk a little bit more about this fight. Styles, when you see a Conor McGregor pick in the lightweight division, you have to think this is a grappler's dream, that you could go to any one of these high caliber grapplers and just have your way against Conor in the grappling game.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, we saw it went with ESP against McGregor. Some people don't really utilize the grappling that well. So if you're not confident on the ground, you shouldn't go with it. Like, even if you have a great grappler, don't pick something you're not comfortable with. Though Connor is annoying on the feet, but you can make him waste stamina eventually. But I think, of course, for a grappler, a McGregor in lightweight is a dream, because you can take him down and you can make him stay down.
Yeah, absolutely. But it seems like we're still waiting for both of these guys to be in the fighter selection. So let's go back into our fight card just to recap what's been happening so far. We had a bunch of great fights, incredible knockouts. So far, no fight has gone to a decision. Pry, when you look at the fight card, what fight really stood out to you, or what fighter stood out to you from this fight card so far?
Me personally was the Balk, and I'm not sure who he went against because I don't see his name, but it was Balk and it was somebody else. That was a good fight.
It was Brandon Baker, aka Bros Reloads, I think.
Yeah, that fight and another fight, like I said, that gets to me because I tend to think about things and people that make giant mistakes. It's the Spills action in the JJ City fight. That fight could have went so different if JJ City's just fought more methodical.
Mm-hmm. And Styles, for you, what stood out mostly in this fight card so far?
Of course, the Europe main event stood out, but the fight that stood out for me was the What's Up 420 and Maninho fight, because I was doubting Poirier because of the stamina disadvantage he had, but he still managed to get out on top against Nate Diaz. And I think we all had a bit of doubt when we saw him just continuing those 1-2 head kicks and just working down his own stamina while working down the head health on Diaz. So that fight stood out to me the most.
Well, hopefully our next fight will stand out to you the most, because we are almost ready. We're in the fighter selection. Voltage Bob going with a Rafael Dos Anjos pick versus a Justin Gaethje. How do you feel about this kind of matchup, Pry?
This matchup right here is bad on the feet and amazing on the ground. Now, Justin Gaethje does have good wrestling, but Justin Gaethje does not have, I don't believe, any takedown reversal. I mean, any jiu-jitsu sweeps or reversals. And on the feet, again, he does have good leg kicks, but RDA, you really want to put Justin Gaethje on his back, because on the feet, he has actually Justin Gaethje might be the most powerful in this division. And Justin RDA's chin can't hold up against that power. So again, you want to look to utilize him. There he goes, boom, straight to the boom. Thank you. You want to take him down. You want to neutralize his strongest strength, which is his striking.
A huge. We're getting news from the back that Combat Leader was a late replacement, and we're getting already a submission.
He's going 3 ways here. No, just two. Okay, 3 ways now. Oh, see, Zai should have blocked just up and to the left, because going to the right, he didn't have enough time to fill that bar up.
Yeah, and Styles, you have to like what you're seeing right here. I mean, a nice slam by Rafael Dos Anjos, and everything is just coming up Millhouse for him.
Yeah, he's doing good work. He's denying well. He's doing his transitions well timed. Oh, will he get? All right. So, and Sayef is actually interested in joining Build for Ankle Pick in my own camp. So this is I'm spectating this a bit more than.
A rolling thunder! Wait a minute.
Let the thunder roll.
Hold a minute.
He gets hit with. Oh, That's what I'm talking about right
Oh,
there.
the
On the
chip.
Oh my
feet,
goodness.
and then the overhand is coming.
Oh,
We have time to announce
He
this
is putting the
second
pressure
last
on him.
fight. Jeez.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness, that
Combat
kick.
coming
All
in
right, gets the
for
tie clinch. There we
how
go.
did he get the tie clinch? That's so rare. It's so easy to deny.
He's able to get out of it as we are in the second last fight. I'm sorry, everything's been so fast paced. We have Voltage Bob in the red gloves using the RDA, and then we have Justin Gaethje, aka Combat Leader, in the blue gloves, and we're just seeing some madness right here in the first round, guys.
Oh yeah, and Voltage Bob wants to be careful because he's thrown that jab to the body push kick, and basically he's doing that to push him to the cage and go for the grappling. So he's going. Combat Leader is throwing reckless the second he gets kicked by that.
I mean, we already saw one Rolling Thunder. I mean, there could be a lot of crazy moves in this matchup. They're both swinging for the fences, going for overhands, slips, and just huge strike styles.
Oh,
Yeah, Gaethje's throwing caution to the wind right now. He's throwing those power shots, but RDA is good at defending himself. He's keeping dissing with those push kicks, of course, trying to engage the grappling sooner rather than later, I think. I don't think there's any point in taking him down now with 39 seconds left, since he's not gonna be able to do much. Maybe just save some head health for the next round.
Well, I don't think they're going to be saving any head health. They're rock'em sock'em robots. They're trying to beat each other up by the end of this first round, as both guys going for a head kick by Voltage Bob and another head kick, ankle pick, and we get the takedown with less than 5 seconds left, and that might be the final action of the first round. My God, guys, what a sprint for a first round. Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you guys paid attention to it, but Justin Gaethje actually landed a decent amount of leg kicks, and with him having the tree chopper level 4 as well as the level 5 rear leg kick, it adds up real fast. So Zai has to be careful. And Roller Thunder.
No.
You have to be careful because while you have lower leg health, your takedowns with the grapple advantage is going to be slower.
Oh, and we just saw Combat Leader try to go for a flying knee. I think both guys are just going super crazy with all the stamina they have, and you have to think, Styles, in a fight like this, what is your strategy?
With the knockdown.
Nice rook. And you were saying what, Kingsley?
Oh, I was saying, I know it's getting a little bit too crazy. I'm saying, in a crazy fight like this, what is your mind going to when you see someone just go super crazy against you on the other side of the octagon?
Well, so far Bob is doing good at actually keeping himself standing. He's patient, even if it's during ESFL with the
push takedown.
Oh, the push
Slam.
takedown.
Again, he got the knockdown in this round, so while he's on the feet, he doesn't have to be too reckless. He can kind of lay on him a little bit and just wear him down versus standing on the feet and possibly getting caught by Justin Gaethje. And he's back up.
That's good job by Gaethje.
And Styles, you have to think, Voltage Bob probably wants to get another takedown by the end of this round. How do you think he's going to try to do it? Oh, but he can't do it with that huge rock!
That's huge.
Oh, another denial. Another denials! Combat Leader coming to play.
Yeah, I've fought Combat Leader and he's a solid fighter. He knows how to defend the takedowns and he knows what to do on the ground. He's well-rounded, so I think that Gaethje was a good pick. Not saying that RDA is not a good pick for someone well-rounded, but Gaethje is also solid.
And again, we have to look at the right leg health of Combat Leader. It's a little bit low. That might be something to look forward to in these later moments of the round, but these strikes are just coming in hard and heavy, and both head health are looking low, but the block gauge and stamina is low for Combat Leader Pry. And a clinch.
But see, you have to look at the RDA has switched stance to Orthodox. The RDA switch stance is 80, so RDA has lost a lot of power on top of already losing power because his leg health is low. So right now, RDA is going to lose these trades hard, even though he does have a stamina advantage. But RDA chin health plus Gaethje power plus the legs, and the switch stance is not a formula of striking you want to use with RDA.
Yeah, and you can see RDA trying to go land these hooks, and it seems like Combat Leader is trying to force the issue with his first move being an overhand with 30 seconds left. Do you see that as like a good strategy going to these later second styles?
I do not think of them as his solution because he could slip straight them very easily since he's always going for the rear one. And oh, what a good slip
Ooh.
from Gaethje. I think that he should be working those uppercuts so he doesn't shoot for more takedowns, and he should really be cautious when it comes to those tie clinch engages because he's gotten them all of his attempts, I think, right? And it's such an easy transition to deny. Of course, one of them was via the double leg fake into the tie clinch that you teach Pry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, he could have did it right there. Oh,
Oh, with the maneuvers, you gotta love the spin back fist maneuvers. As we are in the third and final round, our fight before our main event, Voltage Bob in the red gloves, Combat Leader in the blue. He was a late replacement for this fight. And we can see both of them putting on a show as we see a
Nice.
doing
big
a driving takedown. This is what he has to do. He has to work the grappling because I'm pretty sure it's 1-1 going into the third right now, and you want to take advantage, of getting ground position and just putting in a little work and winning the decision. Not every fight has to go to a knockout or so a submission finish.
And you see the denial from the cage by Combat Leader, and Combat Leader's doing a nice job just depleting Voltage Bob, and he gets a stand up. The 3:31 left in the final round.
Yeah, that
And
was
again-
a good decision. He shouldn't have He didn't want the over/under clinch, of course, so he's just gonna wait for the ref to stand him up again. Oh, but a
heel
nice
drop. Oh, this could be trouble. Flying knee. We saw the flying knee attempt. Could he possibly go for a rolling thunder pry?
And that flying knee was fine, but what Voltage Bob should have done was take him down. Right? He went for the block break combination, trying to get the knockout or the knockdown. When he could have just took advantage, took him to the ground, and it worked from there.
For sure, and he did go for the double leg, but he should have gone for a single leg because Gaethje was back enough, so the single leg would have been quicker, and it could have turned into an ankle pick, and actually it would have favored him heavily if he got him to the ground now.
Has to be Combat Leader's fourth or fifth denial.
Oh, that's
what
I was talking about. It's the small stuff that lose you the fights. It's the advantages you didn't. It's the things you didn't take advantage of. Now he's throwing a reckless flying knee.
Oh, what a move! He's just putting out all these home run hits, trying to see if he can land it.
This is the RDH. This is.
Oh, this could be trouble. It's
Damn.
Combat Leader goes down. Voltage Bob
Oh
takes
my.
the victory. Holy moly!
That
Let's look at
was
the replay
wow.
again. That was the slip from the overhand in the straight.
He knew.
I
that was
mentioned
coming.
that previously that he shouldn't go for it because of the slip straight, and I was correct.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it seemed like Combat Leader was. I mean, you see the stuns while it was 4-1, and it seemed like Combat Leader was taking control a little bit, but
That's
then you see Voltage Bob with a slip. He began those slips, but the slip from the overhead just oh my, I can't even speak. Pride, just take it away. That was incredible.
That's how this thing works. It's a video game, but you gotta break it down with math. You gotta use your best case scenarios. Now, what he would have got out of that overhand was maybe a knockout, but he got countered and he got slipped. And then you go back to Voltage Bob. None of that would have happened if he didn't just take him down when he got that rocked. But again, this is a game if you never know what'll happen, and you throw high risk strikes, and it's high risk and high reward.
Absolutely. And Styles, your final thoughts of that fight, because man, it seemed like it was going one way and then it went another way, and we just had an incredible finish.
Yeah, that was a very nice KO by Voltage Bob. And when you asked, of course, if those overhands were the move, I said that they're not gonna be the thing that'll help him because of the slip straight possibility. And watch what happened. He lost to a slip straight against the overhand. So that was a good move by Voltage Bob, actually realizing that I need to counter those, and he did it perfectly timed.
Yeah, hopefully both of these guys go back and watch and understand the mistakes that they did and the things they did good. Because with every fight, no matter win or lose, you always make mistakes, and you can always think of what was best case scenario in those situations. Like I said, while Voltage Bob did get that amazing slip straight, that could have all been avoided if you would have just took Justin Gaethje to the ground and rolled him out for a victory or looked for a submission.
I was gonna say, we saw Combat Leader use the overhand as like a jab in the sort of way, just leaning into the action with the overhand. Do you think that was mostly his downfall going through the whole fight?
Well, see, when you throw big strikes like that, it's the stamina tax that it kills him, because it wasn't just a bad thing. Sometimes you can catch somebody, but why he was throwing it doesn't make sense, because Voltage Bob wasn't really just being reckless with his strikes. He was playing very slow. So throwing an overhand trying to catch someone that's playing slow, your chances of actually catching him is very low. So he should have been more throwing an overhand behind strikes as Voltage Bob maybe tried to counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, incredible fight. That was a warm up. We are almost near the main event. We're still waiting for these guys to ready up. But again, before we head into the main event, we want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the ESFL. I mean, we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube. I have Pryoxes with me, along with Sal's, two former ESFL Xbox champions, seeing what the new blood of the ESFL has for us. And we want to thank you guys for watching. And also, please join us on Discord if you want to be in these kind of fight cards, like on the Proving Grounds, or you want to prove yourself to be an ESFL fighter. Join our Discord. Sign up for fight cards. We'll have a chance to get you on things like these. And also, we have the exhibitional, which is coming this Saturday. And I heard the main event, and it's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be a trailer for it. It's gonna be spectacular. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And also, again, guys, so far this fight card has been amazing. How you think about this fight card so far?
It's honestly been a fucking banger. Like, that's the thing about these proving grounds. People thought, oh, we don't know these people, but these are the fights that are amazing. Like Dana White Contender Series, we don't know these people, but it is amazing because people come out here and they want to show what they got, and they bang. Versus these high level fighters, it's more technical, so it's more slow paced. But these guys are throwing reckless abandon, and that's what people want. They want people to be reckless. They want violence.
Yeah, they absolutely want violence, but it's finally about that time because our North American main event is about to go down. We see a welterweight battle. The relaxed guy Tussler, Kevin Gastelum versus Rafael Dos Anjos. How do you feel about these picks right here?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, this pick right here is honestly, on defeat, this is a nightmare for RDA. I actually fought someone that used Kevin Gastelum, and I was like, why is this so hard? Kevin Gastelum has fluidity level 4. If you guys don't know, boxing combos level 4 as well. And with the fluidity perk, his speed goes up to 99. His speed is 95, but it goes up to 99. And Kevin Gastelum has a chin, and his boxing is actually amazing. It's a nightmare for RDA with the striking. So RDA best bet is to take this to the ground, because I promise it is not easy for RDA.
Yeah, and Styles, I want to get your predictions on this main event fight and your final thoughts before we get this thing going.
Oh, my take. This, of course, I won't be too biased of the advantage that their last guy had with 2 wins up, but I think that, like Price said, it's not that fun of a matchup for RDA because of his boxing, and he can keep himself within the pocket. He can strike with. He has these short arms, so he needs to stay in your face, and we know that RDA doesn't have his chin. So I think the matchup is also favored for the relaxed guy this time.
And again, relaxed guy is a good wrestler, but I don't understand the pick. I understand why he using Kevin Gastelum. Okay, I'm gonna just use a striker, but you gotta go with what got you there. Kind of like me when I went Justin Gaethje versus Ed Parker. Maybe my chances went down winning there, but I kind of thought, okay, this is my best case scenario. But you always gotta go with the horse that got you, to where you're at.
Right. And we heard it. Oh, go ahead, Pry.
Yeah, like I was saying, so we know the relaxed guy is a wrestler. So going Kevin Gastelum, obviously he's probably not going to be looking to wrestle, but if he gets into that situation, he'll be good. But personally, I think he should have went, with the GSP pick, because that's also a nightmare for RDA.
Yeah, and as you say, We are here in the main event. We have the relaxed guy as Kevin Gastelum in the red gloves, and we have Tussler in the blue gloves. In chat, I want you to do the same thing you did for me last week. If you have the relaxed guy winning this fight, I need to see a 1 in the chat. And if you have Tussler going back-to-back victories in the Proving Grounds, I need to see a 2 in the chat. It's main event time. It's Kingsley. It's Prioxis. It's Styles. Let's go.
As you can see, he's checking a lot of his kicks too. A lot of relaxed guy kicks are being checked, and again, that works the easy takedowns, and it works the power coming from Kevin Gastelum. Ooh, slick with the head movement.
You can see the face happening. Styles, like, he's going to his game plan. How do you feel about this?
Can you repeat the question? Oh, nice takedown.
Well, you see the takedowns, you see the grappling by Kevin Gastelum. I mean, he has to feel great about the position he's in.
Yeah, he's on top. He's in side side was a good position, but you can easily keep someone in backside or move to back mount. So right now he's waiting for him to make a move. He's patient, as we've said in the other fights. Some of the grapplers were too impatient and they made the moves and they didn't deny. But the relaxed guy, he's patient. He knows what he's doing on the ground, and he shows that with Gastelum right now.
I mean, we saw the stack guard finally showing up in the ESFL Proving Ground 6 card, and now we're going back into side control, and it seems like he gets a nice denial, but back into the half guard pry.
You got to be careful with those getting a transition denied, and you want to immediately do something else. Sometimes it catches people off guard, but if you get 2 denied in a row, it's basically a nightmare. Like, and imagine being in on bottom, like against someone like Styles. It's over for you once he denies 2. Really, it's once they deny 1, but 2 is like GG's.
Yeah, and you can see this could be the game plan through all 5 rounds. And when Styles, you're in a 5-round fight and you're handling the grappling so much, how does that do to your psyche? Do you feel comfortable going to a game plan like this?
Yes. So when you grapple and you actually get to work someone down in the first round, the relaxed guy right now is doing great work. And if you get to do this and you actually work them down, it doesn't matter when you stand up much if you get their head health and body health low in the first round on the ground. Getting someone down also makes you aware that, okay, I can take him down. Because the relaxed guy has been on top the majority of the fight. I think.
Ooh, 2 punches.
The whole grappling sequence have been him on top, so I think he's gonna be confident that he can take him down if needed, and if he's gonna work him down with damage, then he can also stand up with him because he's gonna be at such a huge disadvantage, especially with the shin of RDA.
And
exactly, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you go against someone and you get put on your back and you're on your back for a full round, honestly, it does your confidence. Kind of like Khabib versus Dustin Poirier. Like, Dustin Poirier was lost. He didn't know what to do round 3. So when you get put on your back in this game and you're just laying there and you can't do anything, you kind of feel like, okay, I got to do something this round. I can't get put on my back. And you maybe throw reckless and then you get caught on the feet. And then you get put right back on your back. And it's like, then you start to panic and it's like you get mentally killed before you even get physically killed.
And we see round 2 is starting up. Right here, relaxed guy again in the red gloves using Kevin Gastelum, and we see Tussler in the blue gloves using RDA in our North American main event of Proving Ground 6. And you have to think, Rafael Dos Anjos, he needs to find a way to just keep standing up and not go to the ground, Pride.
Well, me personally, I think he should go to the ground. While he was on the ground, he should have been trying to work some submissions. He was looking like he was trying to, just survive and do fine on the ground, but honestly, he should have been trying to work some submissions and maybe work some counters because RDA is good on the ground. That's where RDA lives, is on the ground, versus Kevin Gastelum. He wants to be on the feet. So try to work some submissions. Don't be predictable because obviously he's like, okay, this guy wants to stand up. Instead, try to work some submissions, get some reversals, and you be on top. RDA is a wrestler. He has the best wrestling strikes. The best wrestling stats versus his striking.
Yeah, and so far we are seeing body kicks and uppercuts landing for Rafael Dos Anjos. He's getting some strikes on, but again, we are back into the clinch game. And Style, you have to think this has to be a defeat for Tussler right here. But he almost fainted the hip toss.
The confidence is gonna get more and more ruined for Tussler since he knows he's gonna get. As you said, Pri, you can see the clinch game of the relaxed guy is really showing right now.
Oh, yeah.
The denies and the dominance.
All those denials.
The
The relaxed
I
guy,
do
like this
play
nigga's
out.
been nasty since UFC 2 with the clinches. I remember being put into this man's clinching, and now he's inside control and does nothing, denies it.
Oh, the
Crucifix.
This is a bad situation for Tussler. Tussler.
Oh, denies
and
one.
deny. Oh boy,
And it
Yeah,
only
it's
gets
gonna be a
worse.
tough one.
Denies two.
And another denial.
This
Oh, this
actually
could
might
a
be
nightmare
it.
for Tussler.
He needs the arm trap. He needs the arm traps desperately, or this is over.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is my. Oh, he go for the Americana.
Oh, Americana.
Again, he wants to go for him. Let's see if he panics or not. He's going all four gates, as you can see. This is what I said. You're going to go all four gates. That your best case scenario of getting out is going all four, because if you just go two, it's going to be hard for you to get out. And as you can see, look at this. He's going to get out because he went all four gates, even with no stamina. Into the reversal, into side control. He
He's
could
probably
possibly
gonna
stand up from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if he does stand up here. I mean, he does get the stand up, but now with 1 minute left, he took a lot of damage in that crucifix position right
and
now.
Oh my
nice.
goodness.
Oh,
I'm telling you, this man is nasty with the clinch, so you have to be careful with it. But if you're RDA,
another knee.
you have to show him that you're not worried about his clinch. You know, you can't. You have to. Sometimes you have to take aggression. Sometimes you can't always just play on the defensive. Because when you play on the defensive, the guy that's on offense is going to have high confidence, and he's not going to be worried about your defense because he knows he's going to be able to get you to the ground.
You see the denials with less than 20 seconds left. You might see a Declan go into the grappling manual because it's just every denial is happening for the relaxed guy, and he's just taking advantage as we are going into the third round. And Styles, I have to say, Kevin Gastelum looked like a massive great pick for the relaxed guy.
Oh, for sure. And I think that he could have done even better with another pick, actually, because even though Gastelum is great both boxing-wise and grappling-wise, imagine if he had someone like ESP or someone with even better clinch. Imagine the work he could do. But I think he's confident in his clinch so much that he doesn't need the stats because he knows that he's good enough. So I think that the relaxed guy, he knows what he's doing right.
And maybe he felt like, okay, I know I can out clinch him no matter who I am, so I'll use a better striker, you know?
Yeah. And you saw in the start of this third round, he did two fakes to the
takedown counters.
The takedown counters has been yelled, and we see Tussler fighting back, but again, the head health just so low, and he just gets taken to the clinch again, and it just seems like deja vu after deja vu, but he almost got it, but that stamina's low, Pri. It gets taken down.
I said when he's RDA, he's RDA. RDA has a off the back 92 or 91, I believe. He has jiu-jitsu sweeps and reversals, level 3. He can do good off his back, and he has submissions. He has to play off his back, not to just get back to the feet, but be aggressive, be offensive. Because playing defensive is what relaxed guy is used to. He's used to fighting someone that's playing defensive with the grappling. Attack fire with fire.
Styles, you saw the relaxed guy give up the top control only to go back again, and he's still taking control in the half guard. How do you see this playing out for him with 3 minutes left?
He's gonna work him down, or might even finish him by the looks of it in this round. I think he's gonna work him down in the third and then finish him in the fourth by the looks of it, because so far it's just domination on the ground, and he's gonna continue to take him down, and he's gonna stay on top for the rest of the fight.
It's just looking like trouble with 2:20 left in the third round in this main event fight, and the relaxed guy is just taking advantage of every single moment in this grappling game.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're Rafael dos Anjos right now?
He has to get a grip and understand what is going on. Right now, he's panicking. He's really just panicking on his back, and he can just slow down because the relaxed guy isn't doing too much damage. Besides, he got the crucifix, but if you look at RDA's stats, his head is not all that low, you know, versus how long he's been on the ground.
Backside or back sitting.
It seems like with 1:20 left, Dos Anjos, I mean, we've talked about the ESFL jitters. When you're in the main event, you're obviously going to feel them, but when you're in that crucifix and now you're in this constant grappling war, it has to increase by 10 folds of the jitters just running through your head right now.
Oh yeah, and especially when you're getting grappled like this, you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, your mentality drops. Oh, but he's standing up.
Oh.
You're gonna be weak minded. You're gonna
Clinch.
think that there's no way in hell that I can get out of this. What can I do? Is there something I can do even? So I think that the relaxed guy is both winning the fight, but also the mental warfare that's there.
So one positive light we saw at the end of this third round is that RDA was able to get that reverse and put Kevin Gastelum's back to the cage. But again, that seemed like the only bright spot that we saw in that third round. And we're going to the championship main event rounds. And if you're Rafael Dos Anjos, what could you possibly do when you know you're probably down 3-0 in scorecards?
You gotta fight the fire with the fire. You know what he wants to do. If you know what he wants to do, then try to go for some sort of counter. You know he wants to take you down, so maybe look for uppercut or maybe try to get some submissions. I've seen this RDA not attempt one submission. He's just basically turtling on his back, trying to get back to his feet, and that's not how you win,
No,
especially with someone like RDA.
Yeah, for sure. And when he got the takedown counter into side saddle, he should have stayed there to sort of scare him off from the grappling, so he knows that even if he messes up on the ground, that he is actually going to be a threat instead of just standing up. So
Yeah. You could see Tussler, he's getting some strikes, but again, the head health is just so low that he can't trade as much as he wants to. He was getting some nice strikes, but again, when you fight in that pocket, it just seems like Tussler, every time he goes one step forward, he's going 2 steps back.
And like I said, Kevin Gastelum has level 4 boxing combinations, and he has fluidity level 4. So Kevin Gastelum is no slouch, bro.
And Relax guy getting another rock that's only going to benefit him in the scoring cards in that stamina health. We saw Rafael Dos Anjos try to land a head kick to no avail. Do you think he's just going for home run hits for the rest of this fight?
He's been puzzled. He's been puzzled, man. Now he's going. There goes the submission attempt. But look at it. It's. He's not thinking with it. He's just panicking now. And honestly, at this point, I feel like he's going to get the crucifix because RDA's panicking, and there's the crucifix.
There it is. And again, there's only 2 ways to get out of this, Styles. And you can see just the forearms hitting the head. The head health is so low. Back into the side tail, and we're going back to the backslide. Kudos for surviving, but Styles, it seems like it's only a matter of time, unfortunately.
yeah, Tussler. Oh, and we're back in crucifix.
Oh,
This
another
might be the end, actually. Ooh, better go down. Besides, ooh. He's right now.
There we go.
they're
Now
not- oh,
he
nice.
sits in this
Now
position
he
and he
needs to
tries
stay
to
on.
work. Oh no!
get off.
He almost had the submission, and you could hear from our commentators the huge mistake has happened. But again, he's going for the striking. He had some nice strikes, and he's going for a clinch. I don't know why he's going for this. Styles, how do you feel about
Actually,
this
that's
game?
a good move, going for the clinch purely to scare him off from the grappling. That's why he should have stayed in side control. You could hear both me and Price sigh when he stood up, because that was his opportunity to scare the relaxed guy off grappling. He should have stayed at least for 1 or 2 transitions.
Yeah, and you can see the relaxed guy. He's being very relaxed for that couple of moments, just letting Tussler strike at him to no avail. And Pride, you have to think about this, and it seems like he's a little bit showboating a little bit.
Or he's either showboating or he's trying to get him to throw a lot to waste some of his stamina. And if I'm Tussler right now, I leg kicks. Like leg kicks, just work his leg kicks. I understand it's later on into the fight, but you want to work the leg kicks and possibly set up a head kick with that. All right, now, of course, he's just going to block high. His body health is high. His chin is high.
Yeah, and as we see the replays of the 4th round, we are at the 5th and final round of our North American main event. Again, the relaxed guy in the red gloves versus Tussler in the blue gloves using the RDA. And so far, it just seems like RDA, Tussler, he needs to put the kitchen sink out the freaking window and try to find a way to just escape with the victory.
Yeah, he needs
basically.
to finish.
Here we go. A showing of respect by both guys touching gloves. The 5th and final round of Proving Ground 6. And Relax guy going for a body kick, slipping a little bit. Tussler, he's still headhunting, not going for any leg kicks so far. But it gets knocked down.
you have to give respect to Tussler for not getting finished, because he's been close to getting finished, but he's staying alive.
Oh, an overhand.
BGs are gonna be proud of this one. He's staying alive, but it's not healthy at all. His health is so low of those punches.
He might be the Bee Gees trying to stay alive, but again, the fat lady is like toning up her
Oh
voice.
my goodness. What
It
the?
seems like she's ready to sing as a relaxed guy just slipping and gets the uppercut and just the hooks and just kicking the legs and just dissecting Tussler right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Tussler right now. 2 strikes basically, and he's rocked. Now he's in clinch position, and he's doing like panic stuff. You know, his chances of winning is very low, but it doesn't help that he's panicking.
Yeah, I mean, both stamina is low. There's still always a chance. Never leave it to the judges. But the relaxed guy, every time they seem to trade, it seems like it's a rock or a knockdown or something. With 2:30 left, Styles, I mean, what could he possibly do other than getting rocked?
Well, he needs to just realize that he's lost the rounds. He needs to win the fight by KO or TKO. He should try to work him down if he can, possibly, of course. It seems very, very bad. And we're back into the clinch. This is... Oh, and we're on the ground. This is not looking good for Tussler at all. He needs to go for the finish. If he gets up in this round, he needs to just shoot for the finish. There's no way he's gonna win a decision by this point.
Oh,
Then
no.
again... yep, right.
No, I was just saying, oh no, he's going for a get up and he needs to basically finish. He's not going to finish him on the feet. His best case scenario is basically to, oh, he gets the back sitting.
Ooh.
Do you think he has enough to? What's the minimum amount of time he needs to get for a submission? Because it seems like time is running out.
About 35 seconds, but
Well,
now
it's
that's
30 seconds for the arm bar, and because it's 4, and then for the triangle, it'll be like 34 seconds.
yeah.
Basically
He
what-
already passed the limit for the submission. It seems like the relax is cruising to a victory with 15 seconds left as they are still brawling in this ground war of our North American main event
And
as
the
they stand up
main
for
event
guts.
is
And
over.
that
And that's
is
it.
it. As we go to the judges, and guys, it seems like it's a foregone conclusion. We saw the grappling of the relaxed guy primarily took control of this whole fight.
Yeah,
of course.
basically. It looked like the relaxed guy was playing around a little bit instead of going for the finish.
Yeah.
But all in all, he got the decision win, which is quite obvious. So
Yeah, it should. Otherwise, those judges are on some illegal supplements. No, I think the relaxed guy knows he's got this fight and therefore played out the rounds.
yeah.
Yeah, but let's just say for the relaxed guy putting, as we hear the official decision, we'll speak about Tussler in a second as we see who the victory presumably goes to, as Bruce Buffer gives out the scorecards. We see
There
as
it goes.
the
Yep.
relaxed guy gets the unanimous decision victory in our main event. And we talked a lot about the relaxed guy, but kudos to Tussler for just sticking through that whole 5-round fight and just escaping a submission or a knockout victory from the relaxed guy. It's got to be some kudos to Tussler, right, Pry?
Oh yeah, he showed heart. He most definitely showed heart, but heart only gets you so far, man. You got to get in there. You got to get technical. And again, the jitters are real, but I want him to go back and watch his fight and realize the mistakes he made and try to capitalize on them next time. And when it comes to relaxed guy, I would love to see him go against another wrestler, kind of like Pyrite Kip. You know, Pyrite Kip just came into the scene. I'd like to see relaxed guy go against Pyrite Kip.
I mean, that could be a proving ground 7 matchup. Who knows? The fight guys are always listening to ESFL. But Styles, again, Tussler, he tried his best. It wasn't enough. He had a victory last proving grounds card. He suffers a defeat. How do you feel he needs to do going to his next fight in his career?
Well, he should know that there's no shame in losing to the relaxed guy. Of course, he performed well in terms of that. He the relaxed guy is very well respected. He's a good grappler, and he did his best. He stayed alive throughout all those 5 rounds, even though it was looking very dark. For example, during the crucifix. Like Pry and I have said previously, you need to just watch back at the fight and realize your mistakes, and then charge yourself up for your next fight.
Absolutely.
Hope
Hey, it's not the end. It's the beginning. One roadblock will just propel you even further if you put the time in, practice, and you got the heart and passion that you have for this game, as many others in this community in the Proving Grounds. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just want to get your last thoughts on this fight card. Pry, how do you feel about this fight card in general?
Pry.
Pry, did we lose Pry?
Hello. I'm here.
All
I'm
right.
here.
Oh,
All
we
right.
got it back. Okay.
I was
Well,
saying, I was like, a lot of people don't watch this. A lot of people don't watch the proven guys. Like, oh, we don't know these guys, but these be the exciting fights with the crazy finishes versus high technical guys. They don't want to throw anything crazy because they don't want to get countered. And then you got other people. I'm gonna call some people, not call people out personally, but you got the people that sit in ESFL chat and they talk and they talk mess about other players, fighting, but you never see them sign up. So if you're gonna talk mess about other players in the ESFL, be sure that your name is on the sign up before you talk mess in chat. That's all I gotta say. It was an amazing card. I had fun with you guys, and I'll be here Saturday fighting on the ESFL as well.
Well, you heard it. Pry's going to be here Saturday, so he talks his talk and he walks the walk. Absolutely. And Styles, your last thoughts about this card right here?
Well, it was a solid card. Thanks to everyone who competed, and thanks to everyone who's watched and listened to me, Kingsley, and Pry as commentators. I think that the main event for the American side was my fight of the night. What's your fight of the night?
I have to say, again, the European main event, Balky just put on a show. I also love What's Up 420 versus my Ninja. That was incredible fights. But all these fights, they had about them in all this, like the fact that we're having proven grounds, like even more now, and we have new blood. I mean, all these guys, I respect all of them for just putting themselves out there, whether they win or loss, putting themselves out there and just had a good time fighting in the ESFL umbrella. But again, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching here on the chat live on Twitch and YouTube. We thank you guys. We'll be back Saturday for an ESFL exhibitional card. It's going to be
Tune in.
exciting. Main event's going to be exciting. Pride's going to be fighting. It's going to be incredible. And Pride, Styles, you have been amazing. You guys did absolutely incredible in your debut. And I can't wait to see you guys here in the booth more as we go on with these cards, and especially with UFC 4 coming soon. Who knows? It'll be great.
We
So
hope. We're waiting.
who knows? But again, thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good night, good day, wherever you are in the world. Just have a good one. We will see you Saturday for ESFL exhibitional, and we will say see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.